Bright Ant presents 8 Worst Babysitters of All Time. Number 8. One family asked a friendly couple to babysit their child for the night. The couple saw this as a perfect opportunity to test out their photoshopping skills. They photoshopped the child into various nightmare scenarios, including being abducted by aliens. Not only that, they also made the baby be attacked by a wild cobra. And to top it all off, they even had the child be chased by a wild bear, all in the name of fun. But I don't think the parents were too thrilled. Number 7. A worried mother discovered her 10-month-old child on the floor, foaming at the mouth, and took it to the hospital for treatment. It was later found out that the babysitter, Kate Hartwig, was under the influence of drugs and decided to violently shake the baby before throwing it on the ground. Of course, this had a huge negative impact on the baby's health. The doctors say there might be minor brain damage and are to monitor the child for seizures for the next 2 years. Number 6. One babysitter was deep in the hunt for a kid-friendly VHS tape for the child to watch while they were together. She accidentally stumbled across a pornographic film that the father had recorded onto a blank tape. Even though the child had no idea what was going on, the babysitter certainly did. She excluded herself to the bathroom after several minutes of watching the film, and I am sure we can all guess what she was doing. Number 5. Eggs are not the most likely thing to have scarred someone for all eternity, but in this case, that is the truth. After refusing to eat an egg sandwich that the babysitter prepared for the child, the babysitter forced the child to stand in the corner until they decided to eat the sandwich. The poor child was there for several hours while the sandwich became gross and inedible. But the child eventually succumbed to the sandwich and will never touch another egg to this day. Number 4. A new babysitter was hired last minute as the parents were away for a few hours. When the parents returned, the child asked a particularly odd question. Her inquisitive mind asked, "What does evil mean?" And this took her parents by surprise since they had never used the word around her before. As it turns out, the babysitter had called the child evil because she was left-handed. Once questioned about the matter, the babysitter told the parents that they needed to fix their child so she wouldn't go to hell. Number 3. We've all been there, struggling with the lid to a jar that we just can't open. Well, one babysitter took it to the extreme. Instead of just giving up and trying something else, she decided to slam the jar on the table to open it, shattering the whole thing. She then proceeded to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for the child she was in charge of, the likes of which still had small glass shards in it. Number 2. A 19-year-old girl named Tiffany Van Alstyne was charged with second-degree murder of the young child she was taking care of. She claims that a masked man broke into the home and grabbed the 5-year-old named Kenneth White. The next morning, the child was found dead on the ground outside of his home, and it appeared as though it was a case of strangulation and blunt trauma. The police came to the conclusion that it was Tiffany who was in charge of the murder, as there were no clues to suspect otherwise. Number 1. One mother had to call on her babysitter on a very short notice because she had a family emergency to go and take care of. The babysitter happily obliged and went to care for the child while the worried mother was out taking care of what needed to be done. The child's grandmother decided to pay them a brief visit and noticed something to her dismay: a baby on the floor, unresponsive. It turns out that the 1-year-old child had a blood alcohol level of 0.33, which is 4 times that of the legal limit. Upon investigation, there was an empty wine bottle left at the scene, so there's no surprises there. Thanks for watching another amazing video. Don't forget to subscribe for more.